In this particular case, we're looking at something that I sketched this out at about 24, 28 inches wide. The valance up above is dropping down between 24 and 26 inches from the ceiling, just about head height. The layout itself is at 54 in this case, track level, which is there. And in that configuration, as long as you don't try to look up, you will not see the connection between the ceiling and the wall. Something to keep firmly in mind, and I can prove it to you by walking outside. There are no corners in the sky. Got that? No corners anywhere in the sky. So you don't want to see corners in the backdrop of the layout. If we go to a deeper scene for some reason, we run into a problem. Because the deeper the scene gets, the more easy it is with the same angle of view to see that corner. And that's going to call upon you to radius that corner in some way. I've got one spot I have to do a radius in. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but generally speaking, it's a pain. It's really hard to do. What I believe I'm going to do is use 6-inch thick foam, which I will pre-shape to the curve, glue in place, and then go back and finish off with drywall compound. In a corner, it's a snap to do. You countertop laminate material, brand names like Formica and Wilson Art. Very flexible material, quite strong. Take a piece of the material, probably typical corner. You might want to take a piece about 50 inches wide, and it comes in 4 by 8 foot sheets, 50 inches wide. Sand the edges to a knife edge with a belt sander. Walk into the corner, shove it into the corner until you like the curve. It's springy, it'll describe its own beautiful natural curve, and have somebody, or if you do it yourself, strike a line where the ends of your piece of Formica are. Pull it back out again, use contact cement inside those lines on the wall, stripe about 3-4 inches wide. Same thing on the back of the Formica. Let it dry thoroughly, walk up to the wall and go, block. It's done. I've had it in place over 8 years now. No cracking, no peeling, no problem. You come back, you use drywall compound to feather that in, and you can paint any sort of backdrop on it you want. Now we don't have any corners in the sky. A little trick. I suspected when I did it on my layout that there might come a time in the future when I needed to get wiring of some sort up from down below and over the top. So before I put it in place, I took some double stick tape, stuck up some scrap 3/4 inch ply onto the ceiling so that the Formica did not go all the way up to the ceiling. In that case, remember, I'm working with the narrower space. I can't see the corner between the wall and the ceiling anyway. The little 3/4 inch gap didn't show. Sure enough, within 4 months after putting the corners in, I had to get some wire up top. Slam dunk. Drop a pull wire down, pull your wire down, invisible, doesn't cross your backdrop. The backdrop, or as the Aussies call it, back scene, which I like better actually. What do we do about that? We got a number of options. Paint it blue. Find a lovely blue. Paint it blue. Better than that, paint it blue that is lighter at the horizon, ranging to darker blue at the zenith. Best way I know of to do that, find your dark color, go to Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, whoever, find a nice sky blue, paint the wall all the way down sky blue. Same place, buy a can of cheap white primer. Mix it about 40-60 with the blue. 29 bucks, buy yourself a little spray gun, little touch-up spray gun. Start at the bottom and just start spraying the lighter color up. You don't have to make it even, because if you look at the sky, you'll see that because of the atmosphere and the moisture in the air, it's not a perfectly even blue. You see these kind of interesting kind of swirls and stuff. Really helps expand the space. That's a simple way. If you have a lot of courage and you're a good painter, you can paint a backdrop. But man, don't paint a bad one. It looks really rude. If you don't think you can do a good job, don't try. And there's fellows giving clinics here, oh, it's easy to paint a backdrop. For you, maybe. Now, I'm going to have to paint some backdrop, and I'm going to have to screw up my courage, but I'm going to practice first, let me tell you. I'm not going to start on that gorgeous blue wall. Well, that's a real issue, whether you paint the backdrop or not, and that's another whole clinic that I'm not giving. But it's one of the options. Third option is some sort of printed backdrop material. And I have an example to show of what I think is one of the most successful uses of that I've seen. A couple tricks. Some folks will take a printed backdrop, very carefully cut it out along the hill forms, throw away the land, and glue it onto the backdrop. It's not a bad idea, actually. Not bad at all. One of the things that I might suggest doing is to glue it onto a piece of formica, which you carefully cut around it using a router or some other tool, and set it so that it's about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch away from the wall behind it. That way it separates it out from the background, gives a feeling of space, and you don't immediately see that it's stuck on the wall, which looks really bad.